Hello everyone, this is Express Collector coming to you live from the test track. Today we are going to be reviewing the Plarail 2015 Thomas with Annie and Clarabelle. Now this is the CGI version of Plarail Thomas, and I've been meaning to get one for a while. So here is a look at Thomas. If the camera will focus. On Thomas camera. There we go. His face is quite CGI accurate in my opinion. Looks just like, what he looks like in the show. The running plate is a dark gray. And honestly, I like it more than I thought I would, which is pretty nice. Cab windows look great, as does the detail on the top of the boiler. Now, all the side detailing is printed, which is great. It looks very much like in the TV show. The cab windows remain open, a classic element of any Thomas. Excuse me, while I adjust my positioning. There we go. Yeah, the one issue with mine is the print is a bit off right here. This little arc on the splasher should be a little lower, but that's nitpicking, and I'm not going to go there. So, the wheels still has the middle wheel, which is great. And from the rear, it's got the tail lamp, which, as has been noted by many, is now a sticker. But it's kind of a seamless sticker, so I'm not going to really complain about that, because that would be nitpicking. The other side looks just as detailed. At crisp number 1, the blue livery is exactly as it should be. The splasher little arc is still a bit too high. When you consider how much of the lining and detail on this model is exactly as it should be, like, it's very show accurate, and quite frankly, I think this is one of the better versions of Plarail Thomas. I quite like this facial expression on him as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and put him down. Thomas looks wonderful. Pat pat. Let's look at Annie and Clarabelle, starting out with Annie. As you can see, it is CGI era face, and therein lies my issue with this model. The color of Annie and Clarabelle. Look at the sticker, and look at the color behind it. Why did they feel compelled to change the color? Like, if you stick with this sort of darker orange, then you're in a great spot. Like, these look great in that dark orange. I have quite a few of them in that dark orange, and hopefully I'll show those off in another video. Her name is still sticker, but it is quite nicely detailed. This is the same mold for Annie and Clarabelle they've been using since the early 90s. And quite frankly, I don't want them to change that. This color, it just doesn't do it for me on Annie. And now let's look at Clarabelle. Clarabelle, more of the same. Yeah. The sticker and the coach, the plastic on the coach is a different color. I will say these coaches have a soft spot in my heart. I love this style of coach, and that will always remain true. It's just the color on this particular set of Annie and Clarabelle's. I'm also not really a huge fan of this dark gray, on the roof. Like, I get that it matches the color on Thomas, but I don't know. I always just preferred it with the matte white or even the glossy white roof, like on the Steam Along Annie and Clarabelle. But yeah. So Annie and Clarabelle were kind of hit or miss for me, but Thomas himself, like, this is a very nice version of Thomas the Tank Engine. So now the time has come to fit Thomas with a battery. Now this is classic Tomy Thomas. This isn't any of the Fisher-Price Trackmaster insanity that is putting a battery in those models. Just remove the top, remove the body shell, opens up to this classic Tomy Thomas drive unit. Plop in your battery, and away we go. It's simple, it's doable, it's comprehensive. Now, I can understand that the reason that Trackmaster pivoted away from this was because, oh, the tabs will break, yada, yada, yada. Well, if you're not careful, they'll break. But if you are careful and you know what you're doing, you're going to be just fine. Now, this one does not need a screwdriver to open, so if you are a parent buying this for your child, I would say always make sure you're the one who changes the battery until your child is old enough. And now let's give him a run. Alrighty, so here is Thomas the Tank Engine with Annie and Clarabelle. He is on the same test loop as all my other reviews, except that we are starting him today at the opposite side of the station. The station's over there. He's starting right here. Thomas the Tank Engine, first run, off you go. So in case you all didn't know, there's a piece of points right there because I'm hoping to eventually have another loop going around. But for now, let's restart Thomas. Alrighty, so I've turned Thomas around. For some reason, he loves jumping that little switch at the end of the points. So Thomas, let's get you going the other way. Don't jump the points, don't jump the points. There we go. So now, while Thomas does his thing, I'm going to give my thoughts on this model. I love it. I'm going to be quite frank with you. I think this is a really nicely made model train. The color is vibrant. The Thomas model himself, I think this is one of the strongest renditions of the character. So I'm very convinced with this acquisition. I'm surprised that after 30 years of production, like, the design has not been changed very much, and that's because they don't really need to change much about this design. And it's really great to see that. I know we've all seen the 80th anniversary Railway Series Thomas that Plarail was making. I love that they're still using this design for that. And as you can see the design on the screen, but I love that it's still being used because it's such a classic design and it's almost flawless, really. I know some Trackmaster Thomases might have done a better job at capturing the shape, but you can't really beat the charm of this model, you know, because this one just has charm. Anyways. The Annie and Clarabelle versions of this, I think, are the weakest part of this model train, because if you're going to make a sticker in that color, at least make the plastic around it match so it's not blatantly obvious it's a sticker. So, you know, if you want CGI versions of Annie and Clarabelle, you know, I mean, these are pretty good. I would also, although I wouldn't say they're the best, for that I'd recommend the ones from 2012 from Trackmaster. But overall, as a whole, this model train still gets a 10 out of 10 for me. I mean, these, you can still buy them on Amazon. You can buy them on eBay for a pretty reasonable price. And, I mean, there's not much else I can really say about it other than if you don't have a white running board Thomas, this is the one to get. So, that's going to do it for me. I do hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment. Leave your thoughts on this model down there. Feel free to click the like button to show me that you like videos like this, and subscribe for more videos like this one. As I mentioned earlier, I have a desk full of trains that is yet to be reviewed, so gotta get to work on that. With that being said, thank you all for watching Mr. Express Collector saying, I'll see you in the next video. Let's enjoy Thomas doing his thing.